Good afternoon, everyone. This afternoon, it's Thursday, October 11th, 2012. This is Anne Marie, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about trend and momentum. We were having a Twitter conversation about the difference between trend and momentum, and with all the questions I got, I think it's important for us to talk about that a little bit. So, many of you know that I am a giant math nerd, and so I'm going to try not to get too math nerdy, but I do want to explain some things to you. When I talk about momentum, it means relative change. Okay? And that's what I'm interested in. I trade momentum because I trade the relative change that occurs in stocks. Relative change is different to a trend. For instance, if I take a look at this trend, I can see clearly that it is moving up. But if I take a look at this part of the chart, I can see that although my trend is up, my momentum is actually pretty close to zero. All right, so let's describe what that means. I said speed is to velocity as trend is to momentum. What velocity is distance, speed with a directional component. Meaning, my velocity, if I move 50 miles an hour forward and then 50 miles an hour back, my velocity is actually zero. A lot of us use velocity in our layperson speak with the wrong things, but it doesn't really matter. What matters is momentum is measured the same way velocity is. If I move down and then move up and then move back down, my net relative change in price is zero. That means my momentum is essentially zero. Every time you make a wave rotation, the distance between one wave starting and ending, and then another wave beginning and ending, as in this case down here, your momentum is going to be zero. So don't get confused that because you have a trend, well, I don't know what's going on, it's trending up. That's not all there is to it. Remember, we trade relative change. Those of us that are day traders, for the most part, that's what we want to see. Now, the markets are ripping a lot of people to ribbons because they don't trade level to level like many of us do. We will trade level to level to capture things that we see occurring. But if we are to rely on a trend taking us through a set of time or positions, not going to go that well. All right? But anyway, that's a little thing there on the difference between trend and momentum and how carefully you need to look at the charts. Folks, really, the chart is a lot more than the sum of its parts. Not to get philosophical there on you, but it is kind of a lot more than what it is that you're just seeing. You have to look inside of it and examine it for what it is that it's doing, what it is that it's saying. And that in itself tells you how it is people feel around the situation that they're looking at and that they're trading. All right, that's it for that. Hope you enjoyed that explanation.